C'est ici, au quartier Eligéphare, derrière la chapelle, qu'habite ce jeune élève qui est un réfugié de la crise anglophone qui se vit dans les régions du nord-ouest et sud-ouest du Cameroun.
My name is Mbuli Fabrice Afanu. I am a student of Form 5.
Ce réfugié de la crise anglophone est un amoureux de l'héliculture. Il a toujours voulu élever les escargots. Opportunité que lui a offert Fofoma, foire d'orientation, de formation au métier d'avenir.
Raising snails was one of my personal ideas. I love to raise snails. But come a time I had the opportunity to be a member at Fofoma, that is taking part in the rearing of snails in a modern way. So the idea really came on my mind. I started rearing the snails when I went to Fofoma. That was last year August. So they taught us many methods of rearing the snails. So actually, with the lack of income and all such, I just had to start rearing the snails in ways as I put them just there, not to keep away. Let the ideas not fake. Let me always have the idea in me. That's the way I could keep up with the GC.
Par manque de moyens, Fabrice Mbouli élève les escargots dans les pneus de voiture. Il aurait préféré le faire dans un endroit adéquat.
Rearing there in the waste is not a preferable idea. The actual place to rear it is there's a small house they have to build, that have to be raised up, because putting them there in the waste like that, they are not safe. They are first of all attracted by their food. Ants enter to disturb them. Wild gecko also come to eat their food. And also there, the wheels have some toxic. Whenever sun hits on the wheel, right, it affects their health. Rearing them there in the wheels is not a good idea because most of them they die fast. But putting them in that house that they taught us there will be more preferable because there it has no problem. There we also have another idea is that here when you put them here, most of them they can easily escape. And also most of the time when you put food there, they cannot eat their food because it gets bad easily. Lizards come inside. There's competition in their feeding. They don't feed well.
Ce jeune héliculteur nourrit ses escargots avec les fruits et légumes suivants.
Snails is something that's not having a difficult feeding mode. It feeds on anything that is sweet and soft. If you put anything that is sour, it will kill them. You can put things like watermelon, banana, pear, things that are soft, they will eat. They also eat vegetables, leaves like cocoa leaves, pawpaw leaves. Yeah, that's how they eat.
L'élevage des escargots n'est pas une tâche facile. Il faut compter en moyenne 1 an pour avoir des escargots commerciables.
For the thing to actually come out in a bucket that is in a large amount, first thing you have to persevere. Snails take a lot of time to grow, and you also have to take appropriate care of the snails, or else they'll end up dying. First thing when they lay their eggs first of all waste time before it hatches. And when they come out that small, you have to separate them from the other one. Let them stay apart because they have to eat more than the other ones, and their own food have to be in such a way that it is more softer than the other one. Small one you cannot give them leaves because they cannot eat it, but those bigger ones they can eat leaves. So for you to really keep snails and let it grow well and let it come out in large amount, it will take time. And for it to take time, approximately 1 year for you to have good snails. And also and the amount of feeding, you have to take care of them every day. Something you have to do every day. When you neglect like that, it's not good. Because when one snail will die, when the others one will eat. Because one die, the other one will eat. When they eat, they also die. So snails is something that for you to have it in a large amount, you have to really keep it every day. Persevere and don't be in a haste. Take your time, feed them well, and then you have it in a very large amount.
Grâce à cette activité saisonnière, Fabrice Mbouli ne dépend plus totalement de ses parents, car grâce à l'héliculture, il participe à ses besoins scolaires et personnels.
Actually, when you raise snails in that condition that I was telling you of, building the house, because they will produce a large amount. When you raise those snails like that, first thing, you first of all provide you yourself with personal income, because when you sell, you have income from there. You can pay transport to school, you eat in school at break time, not only depending on your parents. Secondly, you can also support your parents in terms of need. It's your duty like a child to always support your parents. Like this tough situation we are facing now, things are difficult. Like a student now, if you have the opportunity to learn something like this, put it in practice, you have to support your parents. At least when school is going back, you can buy one or two things for you and your sister. When there's no food, you can say, "Mommy, this money to cook." I think raising snails, when it generates income, you help yourself and your parents.
L'élevage des escargots n'a aucune incidence sur ses études. C'est la raison pour laquelle ses parents ne s'opposent pas à son activité.
They don't discourage me. They encourage me because snails is something that doesn't disturb. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't harm. And even when its snails are hungry, it doesn't make noise. So they equally encourage me by giving me money to afford them food for them to eat. And also, as I was writing exam, when I'm occupied, they take the initiative to take off the snails in my absence. So actually, everybody encourages me to the rearing of snails because I've talked to them about the advantages of rearing snails.
Cet élève du lycée bilingue d'application des sources fait face à des difficultés.
The difficulties I have in rearing snails is that first thing, to afford their food every day, because you have to change their food every day. That's the first difficulty. Second difficulty is when you keep them in those holes like that, they die easily. And then we also have the third difficulty is that the condition where they are is not favorable, because that heat like that is not good for them. So they die easily.
Fabrice Mbouli a de l'amour pour ce métier. Il souhaite travailler dans de bonnes conditions. Il lance un SOS à des âmes de bonne volonté.
Snails is something I really want to develop, because rearing snails doesn't disturb you that way. I really want to develop the idea, because if I have the opportunity that I have support to build that house I'm saying, like seriously, I will put on my best, and then the snails will come in greater amount. Rearing snails is one of the aspects that I love doing. So nothing disturbs me, and I wish to continue in raising snails. It's something I really enjoy doing. I have passion to raise snails.
Ce réfugié de la crise anglophone demande à tous les jeunes ambazoniens de déposer les armes et de se faire former.
Actually, the raising problems in the world is that most of them are unemployed. But what they forget to know is that the government cannot employ everybody in the country. That one is impossible. So it is time for young Cameroonians to really raise up this idea like rearing snails, rearing fishes, so that they can also employ other Cameroonians. For somebody to succeed in life, you must not only rely on the government. You can take in that initiative that, yes, I want to do this, I want to do this. And the high possibility of you doing it, especially when you have support like people from Fofoma, when they support you with those ideas, it is very easy for you to develop, to realize your dreams. So what I can tell to those people is that instead of wasting their time fighting over nothing, it's time for them to visit places like Fofoma, learn a handwork, and start working. Remember, there's no time. When they're wasting that, my heart bleeds for them, because they are the future of tomorrow. Because what they do now, the consequences will bear them tomorrow. Most of them, they end up like fighting their thieves in the quarter because they don't have that idea that they can develop something. Most of them rely on the government, which is not proper. At least, even if you are relying on the government, have something at hand that can do without the government.
Fabrice Mbouli est heureux de mener cette activité, car les escargots regorgent de vertus thérapeutiques.
Actually, I am more than happy. I am too happy, because this idea is something I really have passion to do it. I'm very, very happy. I'm too happy. You cannot understand the way I'm happy. It's just that I cannot express happiness. I could have expressed it to you. Snails is a meat that's very important for the body, because first thing, is very rich in protein, and secondly, it keeps the body, it keeps you strong from how can I say, it's like an antibiotic. It fights against any disease that enters the body. So when you consume snails regularly, it also helps you to keep you in good health.